Hello, and welcome to our Wellness Ambassadors at Work interview series, hosted by myself, Lisa Kelly of Kelly Wellness Consulting, Inc., and founder of the Workplace Wellness Ambassador Certification Programs. In this series, we interview our KWC Certified Workplace Wellness Ambassadors, along with other industry guests from across the globe, to learn about their perspectives and achievements in creating healthy, thriving organizations. We hope our series will inspire you, our viewer, to do your part in cultivating cultures of health and well-being at your own workplace, or perhaps with organizations that you may work with as an independent coach or consultant. I'm honored today to be joined by one of our recently certified Master Ambassadors through our program, Ms. Marissa Needles, of marissaneedles.com. So welcome, Marissa, to our Wellness Ambassadors at Work interview series.
Thank you, Lisa.
How are you today?
I'm very well. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. And for our viewers, Marissa comes from Sydney. Is it Sydney, Australia?
That's where I'm moving now. Originally from America, but yes,
Yes.
in Sydney.
Yeah. Well, good. How long have you been in that area now?
Over a year and a half.
Oh, good for you, and loving it, I'm sure.
Loving it. Loving it.
What's not to like, eh? So, Marissa, thank you again for joining me today in our interview. And I'd just like to open up by having you share with our viewers some highlights of your wellness coaching background and what your goals and aspirations are now to take your skills from our program and your wellness coaching background and moving it and transitioning it a little bit into workplace wellness coaching and consulting as a certified master ambassador.
Mm-hmm. So my background is in nutrition. That's what I studied at university and what my degree is in. And I initially began doing lots of public health work, so working with nonprofits, NGOs, and that took me to Eastern Europe. And I was working with a women's program for refugees there about health and wellness and education. And I did that for a while. And then I decided I wanted to shift focus and go more into private and more one-on-one coaching. So then I furthered my study and moved to Hong Kong. And in Hong Kong, I began a one-on-one coaching program. And I've continued that and now expanded more into giving workshops and lectures. So I've been focused on the individual, and now I'm turning kind of back into that group, which is what led me to approach you, Lisa, and sign up for the Workplace Wellness Ambassador program.
Oh, well, thank you. And yeah, so it sounds like you've done a lot of traveling through your career as well, which is great and brings different perspectives, from traveling alone, as you know, right? So just moving a little further, then, how do you feel our Master Ambassador program has helped support you in your skill development as a health coach and now as a workplace wellness professional to provide coaching and consulting to employers and your private coaching clients?
So definitely with the one-on-one coaching, it opened up different avenues for technology. So I hadn't been exposed to some of the platforms that we used, and I found it to be much easier to use. And it's kind of put in my head of different ideas if I wanted to do group coaching or we're trying to have everyone together, because we all know how painful chain emails are. And it always seems someone misses something. And, so being exposed to these platforms was very helpful for me in that sense. But when it came to the workplace wellness, so I had already considered workplace wellness for my company that I'm very close with. I have many friends that work there. And I began to have a proposal and put things together. And then I watched even just your little teasers, the intro video, to give people an idea of what it was. And even that just shifted my whole frame of focus, because I think I was approaching it from the very more traditional old school style of, just health and just food and, Fitbit and pedometers and that kind of, that metric, right? And I hadn't thought of all the other ways and the value upon investment versus, return on investment. And so I really was intrigued and wanted to learn more. And from the get-go, it has just enhanced my learning so much in my coaching, and the idea that I can go to a business and I feel comfortable, but also I can take those aspects to my private, health coaching and ask more in detail about their work and what are they doing and how do we incorporate our coaching into their daily work, and then they bring those ideas to their company, and it's just a beautiful
quite a
waterfall.
synergy. Yes. And I really thank you for sharing that. I've never really thought about that before. Well, I guess I have, but it hasn't come up in these interviews. And of course I speak about it in the program, of that as a workplace wellness professional now, you're absolutely right that you can take these skill sets and training and apply it to your private health coaching clients as well, because you have a better understanding about the stressors in the workplace. And let's face it, we spend a lot of hours in the workplace, right? And so if we can speak to the stress that impacts them, because we all know the stress definitely impacts our food choices, our eating habits, our exercise, or just our life in general, or our wellness in general. And so we don't divide, ourselves from, we don't park ourselves when we go and work, or vice versa. It's all interrelated.
Absolutely.
So that's really good. And just speak to, if you will, a little bit around your involvement in the group project and how that was, because you're in Australia. And I'm going to add a little something as well for our viewers that I was really delighted to see about, in your presentation. But just share a little bit about that dynamic of working with people predominantly in the US and Canada. And I think we have them from other locations around the globe. But being in Australia and even the time change, how did that work out for you?
It was manageable. I was glad that you were very accommodating, and I was put with a group of people on the East Coast, so the time was just a little bit closer.
Right.
And we definitely had to work some things out, but everyone understands life happens, and things would come up and we'd have to shift. But the group project was nice, and it was really helpful to meet other like-minded people who have different backgrounds, because I only know my working background, so to hear the exposure of their company's work and how they think, implementing these ideas would come across or would not work, for example. So it's always, I love group work. So I love hearing these ideas and building off of each other. That was great. And also the workload. So just going into like the lunch and learn, I've written out lunch and learn templates, and I've done workshops and things like that many times before, but not in this short 1 hour, strong time frame. So building and preparing all of that, it showed me how much work goes into it. So it was very helpful to have other people there to support as we were doing that. And the lunch and learn in the group project was my responsibilities, but it was nice to have other people support, as well as show in real life, in workplace wellness, you need that team of champions with you to progress and to promote.
Absolutely. Very well said. And which project, remind me again, which project you were involved in?
Healthy Meals on the Go.
Oh, yes.
Which is a great one. And that's something, we promoted the salad in jars. And actually, I've now given that to private clients a few years from that, because they all say, I'm so busy, I'm running around, and boom, love it. They love it.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that up too, because that's the transferability of our program material, right? And I'm completely okay. I say use it with your private health coaching clients, all the resources, right? As well as with as long as the materials get used, right? And so you can take snippets of it. You can use it for lead magnets. You can use it for tip sheets. You can use it for, group programs with health coaching clients, as well as, of course, with your employer clients, doing lunch and full-on campaigns, doing resources with them and newsletters. And there's such a resource. And as you well know, you get all the campaigns, which I think we're over 10 or 12 now in our database. And every new program, more and more campaigns get added to the database, and you are going to benefit from them, because all our past graduates, as you know, will continue to get. And in our new level, we have lunch and learns in our first level of our program. So you're going to get new sets of lunch and learns, as well as the campaigns come to you each year as well. So be looking for them.
And that is just invaluable. Even if you don't take it and use it exactly how it's been presented to you, just to have all those ideas to stimulate yourself, and you can take it and make it your own. But
Yeah, and you can brand them
invaluable.
Exactly, you can brand them and modify the materials and customize it to whatever degree you want. You're absolutely right. So we touched a little bit on the virtual technology. Anything else you want to speak to in terms of the Zoom or the Basecamp or the Rizuku e-learning platform? Like in my last interview, she spoke to she was a corporate trainer, so she really liked Rizuku, and that she
Yes.
liked how all the materials is well laid out, and that she can go back at any time, even after the program, and still access and watch the videos. And anything you want to comment on that?
That's the main one that I found of benefit. Like, it's great to have Zoom and learn about these other things, these other platforms as well. But Rizuku is, for me, has helped, and I think could be used for individual or group clients as well, just as one place. So I don't have 10,000 folders on my computer.
Right.
And same for the client. They don't have to search through all the emails. They can just go to one place and they know where everything is. And I know I've gone back and accessed things from our coaching and from the lessons, even now, months after.
Yeah, we have so many webinars in our database, because a lot of other webinars from other programs, you get access to them. So, you want to go back and review them, because there's such, rich material in those presentations as well, for sure. So, thank you for that. And just moving on and wrapping up a bit. What are some of your thoughts on how our post-program group support and maybe our mastermind sessions are helping you now that you're finished the program? And I often say we're an ambassador family from start on through post-program. And so anything you want to comment there on the support you've received from myself, from other industry guests who are in our Facebook group, perhaps like William McPeck, or, the support from the others that you're in from your program and from other programs now that you're in the Facebook group?
Definitely. It's nice to know that oftentimes, you join these industry Facebook groups or people of interest, and you think, okay, I'm going to reach out to them. I've got a question. And sometimes you're searching for solid answers, and you can't always guarantee that what you're going to get back is quality. But I know, in our groups, I can pose a question and have lots of educated responses that I can count on and I can rely on to help me with my progress. And this comes everything. I mean, Kat was helping me with surveys, just what worked for her. And, as I was trying to go more digital with my personal coaching, as well as different ideas of how people work with their workplace wellness and their personal branding and coaching, and what they do and what's worked for them or hasn't worked for them in the past. And for me, who's just now venturing into workplace wellness, it's been an interest for a long time, but I don't have a big background in it, and I don't have a background in corporate.
Right.
I've worked for smaller nonprofits and all. So to me, it's been a great resource to reach out to trusted sources when I have a question.
Right. Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, we have a wonderful support group. And of course, I'm there helping out as much as I can too, and providing answers. And I make that commitment because I really do. I really want to help the development of our graduates. Of course, as you get stronger in your field, that speaks well for our program as well. So it's a mutual benefit, of course, there, right? And I'm just only too glad to help out where and how much I can within my capacity to do so. So any other final thoughts? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say also that I still have to thank you for your personal touch. I mean,
thank you.
In charge of all this, and you've grown it all. I mean, I can count on you for an email back, and I know it's from you in a timely manner. And that's everything from what's this time zone to, to a professional question. So that's something that I appreciate. And I think really makes this program special, that we're getting you're not just a figurehead, you're still involved.
Well, as long as I can be, I'm here for you guys. That.
Yeah.
So, and I really appreciate you saying that, Marissa. That means a lot, of course. So thank you. Any final comments or parting words that you want to leave with our viewers about yourself or your experience?
So I have to say, again, just to speak to the time zones and things like that, that my biggest concerns were being able to work with that,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the monetary commitment at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The money, and I really don't say this lightly, it's been more than worth it. I mean, the first few weeks, I already felt like I had gained value for money.
Mm-hmm.
Notwithstanding the group project and meeting other people and having that aspect to it, just the actual material, I think is just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just was so lucky that you worked with me, and we're all flexible. So if you're living around the world, you have to shift things around, and everyone has their own ability and their own lives, but it can work if you want to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just thank you for that, because you just reminded me of something I wanted to share with our viewers, and it's a testament to you and maybe to the program and technology, of course, but largely to yourself, because thank you for reminding me of the group you were in, because I do distinctly remember now a few months ago when you made your presentation. And you couldn't do it because I believe you were flying when they actually made the presentation. So I certified you and assessed your presentation on your behalf when you're in transit at an airport. And during just talking about being flexible, right, on everyone's behalf. So in your group's presentation rehearsal night, you were at an airport and you said, okay, well, I can connect with the group and do my part so you can assess me in our rehearsal. And I was just so in awe that you had the composure and the wherewithal to do a presentation and be assessed in an airport. And you were, smart enough, obviously, to go to a corner of the airport where there wasn't much traffic or noise. And, it just worked. I don't know how you felt, but it really came across very professional. And I was quite humble, because I thought, that's quite something that, and not to take away, because you have so many talents and you're quite a talented, professional. I could see that through and through. But for you to have the wherewithal to be able to do that and come together with your group, knowing you're being assessed, you're in the middle of an airport and making a presentation. So if you can do that, you are off to the races. You will have much success in your future endeavors, I'm sure.
Thank you, Lisa.
So again, thank you. So thank you very much, and thank you, Marissa, for agreeing to do this interview with me. And it really was quite a pleasure to meet with you and speak with you this evening. And so thank you. So to our viewer, if you're interested in learning more about our upcoming Workplace Wellness Ambassador certification programs, please visit us at kellywc.com. or certainly email me at info@kellywc.com. Also, be sure to watch our additional interviews in our YouTube channel, Kelly Wellness Consulting, Inc., and we have a variety of workplace wellness-related interviews for your viewing pleasure and education. So till we meet again in another interview segment, stay healthy, stay well, and as always, live your best life. Take care, everyone.